So here we are. And let me make sure. Hello. So you can hear me. Perfect. Okay. Reset your marketing. Welcome. I am Pam Covarrubias. My pronouns are she, ella, and I am here representing South San Diego SBDC. Like it was mentioned before, South San Diego SBDC or any SBDC, we're a national nonprofit and we serve small businesses at no cost to you. So you have paid to San Diego SBDC or to any SBDC with your taxes. So this is a service that is completely underutilized. Make sure I'll give you some information. That's our website, so you can check us out. And we also have amazing resources. So to get started, how are you arriving today? And I'm gonna ask you to put information in the chat. So let's make sure that all of your, right here, that your chat is set up to show to all panelists and all attendees, because otherwise people are not gonna be able to see it. So let me see if I can see the chat. Okay, perfect.
And I just mentioned too, if you have any questions, please put them in the chat and we'll be doing all questions at the end. And then this webinar is being recorded. So I'll be sending out the recording after this call with a short survey, a feedback survey.
Perfect. So make sure that all panelists and all attendees are selected. So anything that you put in the chat, we can all see it and everyone else can see it. I'm asking you to put your business name. Who do you serve? Where can we find the people that you serve? Are you a service-based or product-based business? And what are you looking to get out of today? So start typing away. And this is a great opportunity to network. I always invite everyone, every time I do classes or these type of online trainings, I always invite people to network, use this as an opportunity to network, to get to know other businesses, because you never know. This is also marketing. So I would like to see who wants to, let's see, SDCC San Diego Construction Company. Hello, Christian, Diana. Hello, Medium. Upward Fence, nice. And who do you serve? Do you know who your customers are? So as everyone is typing away, serve San Diego and okay, so you serve San Diego and Southern California. Who is your client? So describe your person. Who says, who makes the decision to be your person? Jimmy Barker, Triad Security California, security guards and patrol services. Awesome. Property managers, perfect. See, you can, this is a great opportunity for you to meet a ton of people and start networking. So what to expect? So this session is called Reset Your Marketing. So I created a reset framework type of experience so we can explore the different ways that we can reset our marketing. We are going to develop your value proposition and we're going to commit to a plan today. So this is the way that reset works. And we're going to go over reviewing, erasing, showing up, editing, and target. And I'm going to explain and break everything down, don't you worry. So we'll start with reviewing. So the first thing you want to do as we arrive into this pandemic, businesses have had to close, some businesses had to reopen, and then they closed again. And now it's this strange way of conducting business that now we have to get used to this, right? So let's explore. I want to invite you to explore, why do you do what you do? Because this will help us develop a story that you can later sell. What are your products or services that you offer? Is it time to maybe review that? And what channels are you utilizing when it comes to marketing? Are you on social media? Are you using email marketing? Are you used to doing in-person or referrals? What kind of, how were you conducting business? How are you conducting business right now? And this will help us evaluate how we can move forward into a new way of marketing or resetting our marketing. Diana does business coaching and marketing. Refine solutions, educate people about retirement financial planning. Okay, so we have a lot of service-based businesses. Awesome. Sarah Bolton, I support women in owning their voice, their impact, and their power through ontological coaching. Lovely. Okay, so lots of service-based businesses. I'm trying to see. We did at the top, we had some product-based. Yoga, punk, property management as a service. Security guards and patrol services, it's a service. Lots of service, cool. Okay, 21 plus, brewing company. Okay, so you do have a product, cool. So I'm gonna go fast and furious, and then I want you to ask questions and we'll review them at the end. So to see where we are, let me see, sometimes my sharing kind of gets, there we go. It gets frozen. So where are you? Are you in the awareness stage? Are you in the consideration stage, in the purchase, in the retention, or advocacy? And this is in the stage of your business. Typically, if you are just starting out, so these are new businesses, this is when people are still kind of thinking, like they don't know who you are. This is brand new. You probably haven't launched. So you want to create some brand awareness. It's important for us to review where we currently are so we can plan a campaign, so we can plan a marketing strategy moving forward. Are you still kind of somewhat new but established or started? This is when people are considering your product or service. This is when people know who you are and they have an idea of what you do. Purchase is when you already have clients. So you're an existing business. Retention is when you're established. And advocacy is when your clients are just cheering you on, they're ready, and they keep coming back. So this is where you can grow your business. So let's take a look. Where are you in this stage of your business? Because depending on where we are, that's the campaign that you would want to create as far as marketing. That's the type of marketing that you want to create moving forward. Because if you are in the awareness stage, then we can't really begin selling right away. We want to invite people to get to know you. You need to do a little bit more nurturing. However, if you're in the advocacy stage, then you can just say, hey, everyone, this is what I'm doing now. Let's get to business. Vida Fabulosa, I serve entrepreneurs to transform their business to digital platforms to increase their revenues exponentially. Awesome. Inventor, founder of LensSurf Gear. So we do have a combination of product and service-based businesses. Where are your customers? It's part of the review process. So where are they right now? Do you know where to find them? Are they on social media? Are they in your email list? Where are they hanging out? And an answer that I always get is, well, everyone's at home, but where are they really hanging out? Everyone is on their phone right now. Everyone's on social media. Are they taking webinars? Maybe you can offer a class. Are they heavy on Instagram? Because knowing where you are, that allows you also to show up for them. And then if you're an existing business or a business that has been working prior to COVID-19, then we can evaluate what is your rates, because numbers are important. So what is your repeat customer rate? And this is the number of repeat customers divided by the number of total customers. And this is how you get your repeat customer rate. And knowing that will allow you also to predict what kind of business you will have coming up. Customer value. So this is the purchase frequency per year by customer times the average order value. And knowing this will also allow us to see how much does it cost to acquire a new customer and how much is it to a customer worth for your business. Then we move on to the next step, which is erase. I want to remind you that marketing is all testing. And this is the time when we want to look at our business and really evaluate. So what has worked, what hasn't worked in the past. And even as we live into this COVID-19, this pandemic time, we've had a couple of months of doing or not doing stuff. I have a story of a client who she completely stopped her marketing ad spend. She stopped all her Facebook ads. She stopped all her Google ads because she didn't think that people needed her services. And so of course she didn't get any business. She didn't shut down, but she didn't get any business because she didn't think people needed them. However, as we started evaluating and we really talked through what people needed, we realized that they actually did need her services, just not in the same way that she was providing them before. So this is a good time for us to take a look at what we have done and what worked and what didn't work. Then what needs do your customers currently have? Same with the example of my client. We had to really look at what they are doing at this moment and say, okay, maybe they didn't need you, maybe they don't need you to come to their house anymore, but how can you serve them right now from a distance? And is that possible? Does that even make sense for your business? And then be open. That's why this is called Erase, because I want you to be open to say, well, it doesn't make sense anymore. Maybe this is not something that I want to offer any longer, or maybe I'll put it on hold until it's time to get back into doing in-person business, if it's something around those lines of doing, you need a human contact. And that what channels are or are not working. Going back to knowing where your clients are, where is it? Right here. Going back to knowing where they are, then the channels are the social media channels or any channel where you spread your information. I have another story about another client who really wanted to be on Instagram. And she really wanted to be on Instagram because she thought that that was the place to be. But there were different factors that made us determine that her Instagram wasn't her thing, because one, she didn't know the platform. Two, it was going to take too long for her to know the platform, and it gave her so much stress to even think about being on Instagram, and she didn't have the budget to hire anyone at the moment. And so, and the third one is that the people that she wanted to serve, they weren't really on Instagram. And so think about where are your people that you want to serve, and then decide what channel you want to be on. Don't do it backwards, because otherwise you might not find who you want to serve because they might not be there. And if you're a business who's already been working, this is the time to see, okay, maybe we have been on Facebook, and is it really working? Is it worth our time? Because if it's not, then move on and find another platform, or maybe focus on your email marketing strategy. Next one is show up. And this is, in the beginning, I said, what is your story? What's your why? So this is the time when you want to share your new story. People want to know why you do what you do. And it could be that, let's look at the chat. Inventor, okay, Len, let's say. Inventor, founder, Lensurf Gear. So why did you start what you started? And what's happened since we had to go to shelter in place? What's happened with your business? How have you had to shift your way of thinking, of existing, of conducting business? This is a great time to share your story, because everyone is going through the same storm, different boats, same storm. So what is your new story, and how are you going to share that? And who are you going to ask for help? So this is very important as far as showing up, because a lot of times, and it happened to a lot of businesses, that just like that one client, right? She stopped her marketing ad spend because she didn't think people needed her. So she went into hiding. And one thing that I want to invite you to do is ask for help. This is why I invite you to network within these classes, because you might find someone that you have synergy with, that you have similar businesses, that maybe you share audiences, and then you can do something together. Maybe you can show up in one of their classes. Maybe you can do a social media post share. Be creative, figure it out, and find who you're going to ask for help, and where are you going to show up. So right now we cannot show up in person. Obviously, all of this showing up is most likely virtual. And so where are you going to do it? Is it going to be Facebook Lives? Is it going to be webinars, Zoom webinars like this? I know a lot of people are tired of Zoom webinars, so I thank you for being here today. Is it going to be on Instagram Lives? Is it going to be, maybe you don't like to be on video, maybe you can do email marketing. Think about that, and think about the people that can help you, which we'll do some work around that. The key principles to show up is you want to be found. Number one, you want to make it easy for people to find you, because there's a ton of information already coming our way. We get thousands of emails, we get thousands of notifications. So where are you going to be found? That's why I invite you to find a channel or a platform that really works for you, because you can really hone into that one. and really be the person for, really plug in your business in that one. So think about where are you going to be found. You also want to be valuable. This is very important and often forgotten, especially if you are looking to bring in new business after a pause. So what you want to do, if your business has stopped in some way, or you have stopped showing up, then how can you provide value to the people that could buy from you? And this is very important. So you cannot just randomly show up and to someone and say, hey, do you want to marry me? You want to date them a little bit, right? So be valuable means that you want to provide information that helps them, and then that will nurture them, that will warm them up into buying, into considering your business. And you also want to be quick, because if we get stuck, that's when days and hours and months go by and nothing happens. Are you building connections so your clients come back? Relationship building is extremely important, right, especially right now, because we don't have that in-person connection that we are used to having. And so really utilizing the technology that we have available, utilizing maybe the Zoom, maybe the social media, maybe the email marketing. I cannot stress enough email marketing. If you don't have an email list, I will push you today to start one. And because that's a way that you build connection. Remember that authenticity thrives when the product matches the story. So that's why in the beginning, I asked you, what's the story? What's your coming back story? And how are you going to allow the people that you want to serve to connect? Because through storytelling, and this is historic, we have learned thing after thing through storytelling. And so marketing is all about storytelling. So really finding the story that helps the people that you want to serve connect with you, it will really get to them, especially small businesses. This presentation could not be, I mean, it could, but I really couldn't present it to a big corporation because the story is not as touching as a small business story. So you have that to your advantage, that you're a small business. So always use that. I'm a small business. I'm a family-owned business. This is what we have done. This is how we are coming back. We're ready. So one important thing that I want to tell you here when you share your story is, please don't say, buy from me, or what is something that I have said? It's something like, please buy from me, or I'm going to go out of business. Don't say that. Just share your story, and people will resonate with the story and they'll want to support. So we don't have to get into like pity parties. Okay, my screen froze. So if any questions are coming up, keep typing them on the chat, and then we'll get to them at the end. Cool. So key principles to show up: expanded version, be found, you want to connect to people, you want to share your story. Be valuable, you want to engage with them. So as we provide information that can help them, and I would love, and I'm going fast because I would love to find someone from here and really work through all of these principles so we can see a real life example, right? So be valuable. How are we going to engage with them? Because this is a conversation. Marketing is a conversation. It's not one-sided, it's two-sided. You want to hear from your clients, and then you want to create something that they're telling you that they need. How can you provide relevant content to them? Right now, newsjacking is something that is awesome because as things happen, you can post about it. What problems are they having that you can give them a solution? Remember that you can always do the what and the why free, and they pay for the how. Paid. How do you spell paid? Can't talk and write. So when it comes to giving valuable information, you want to give them what is it that they can do, why should they do it, what is it that they can buy from you, why should they buy from you, and then if you're a service-based business, then the how is what they pay for. So you can give them the big picture information, and then once they're ready, they can pay for it. Okay, and then be quick. So you want to break the barriers quickly. You want to get to them quickly, and you want to continue to build that relationship so they can stay your clients and that you can keep them. Remember always to have a call to action. So what is it that you want them to do? Do you want them to follow you? And this is all depending on what channel you're going to show up on. So follow me, subscribe, share, register, buy, vote. Maybe you're doing a poll, attend, donate, contact me, call me, refer me, etc. So what is it that you want them to do? Because people need calls to action. People need, they need you to tell them what you want them to do. Then we move into edit. This is the time that we've evaluated, kind of like looked at our big picture. Now we can go into the business and say, okay, what offers do we have? We know what people want. We know the new problems that they are encountering. What offers do we have? What is the approach that we are taking now? And what is the strategy? So going back to how are you going to show up? How often? In which ways? Are we changing our voice and tone? All of this is something for you to consider right now because it's important to always edit. Remember that marketing is always a test. Always be testing. And always be closing too. So look at your offers, edit them, run a campaign, and we can get into campaign building if you want, but create an offer, see if it works out. If it doesn't work out, don't give up on it. Edit it. What can we fix? What can we make better? The approach, maybe we were too aggressive in the beginning. Maybe we didn't warm people up. This is time to really evaluate and edit and really go in and dissect things. And this is the time also to figure out where is your product or service. And I will introduce you to this purchase frequency matrix. And I'm glad we have a ton of businesses, and I'm glad I put all these examples because we can really see where is your product landing. And if, let's say that, so the way that it works is this is the item value, this is the purchase frequency, low purchase frequency, low value, high purchase frequency, high item value, high purchase frequency, low value, high purchase frequency, high item value. So where is your product or service? And this is important for you to have a very clear understanding of that, because the higher your product is, the more nurturing you have to do with your clients. Because you cannot have for example, a car. How long does it take a person to buy a car? They have to do some research, they have to do some test driving, they have to, it's a long process, it's a higher value, and they don't buy it as often. So take a look at where you are. And if you find that you are probably on the low purchase frequency, high value, then could you create something, an offer, something smaller that they would buy more often? Or could you create something that can help them in some way so you can continue and keep your clients nurtured and they can keep hearing from you? And this is where your marketing channels and your strategy come in. So how are you continuing to touch them? Is it through social media? Is it through email marketing? Is it through maybe, excuse me, you do a phone call? For all my service-based businesses, once a client purchases something and you provide the service and it's done, how can you keep them to come back? And some people can argue and say, well, my offer is a one-time and done. Well, maybe, but maybe they can refer you also to their friends, because if you were a person to them, maybe they know people similar to them that they can send you. So it's important for you to keep that relationship with these people so they can keep bringing people to you if it's not them, okay? And then we get to the last step, which is targeting. So once we've gone through all the other steps, then how can you measure success? It's important for us to create goals, to create intentions of where we want to go, and what's your value proposition. So this is where we're going to get to some work. So what does success mean to you? Is it getting 5 new clients a month? Is it getting a certain revenue number, then measure that, set yourself that number, and what do you need to do to achieve that. And the new value proposition, because as we are resetting our marketing, things have shifted. People, the way that people are buying is also shifting. And so going back to the story, I don't want to leave you without like really creating something, is how can you create your new value proposition based on your new story post-pandemic, how your business has shifted since then. So this is the value proposition formula that we can utilize. You can screenshot this if you want. And so you can answer these questions. Who do you help? What problems do you solve for them? What frustrations do you remove from them? What wins do you provide to them? And what do they do once their problem is solved? Okay, so it's important for you to think about all of these questions and really give it some thought, give it some answers, so you can create that promise or new promise to your clients. And then once you've answered the questions, they look like this. So you create a statement. We help whoever your client is, which we answered in the beginning, right? So let's see if anyone. Wendy Hovland, voiceover, serving businesses, PR, and advertising agencies. Video producers providing voice services, looking for marketing ideas today. Perfect. So Wendy, voiceover, let's see. Are you a voiceover coach, maybe? So we help PR and ad agencies and video well, we would have to like narrow down the client or give them a much, maybe 3 words. Let's see. Okay, so let me go back to Wendy. Okay, so we help PR and ad agencies and video production companies who want to, what is their priority? Who want to polish their voice skills so they buy. So what is it that you remove? What frustration do you remove? By removing the stress around recording a clear commercial. And I'm making things up, obviously, Wendy, because I don't know your business. And increase their, increase their conversion in their commercials so they can make more money from their clients. I don't know, something like that. I would have to bring Wendy up to, we can really define that, right? So an example is, let me fix my screen. For some reason, after so many slides, I guess it freezes. Okay. Yes, helpful, thank you. Okay, good. Okay, so this is an example. We help working mothers who want a reliable provider for their house meals by reducing stress around meal planning and making dinner time more enjoyable, so they can enjoy more quality time with their family after work. So what kind of business do you think this is? And this is where I will invite all panelists and attendees, make sure that your chat is to that, and tell me what kind of business you think this is. Meal kit, meal prep, yeah. So do you see having a very clear value proposition can help you not only say, when people say, oh, what do? You don't have to say, I'm a meal prep company. If you are in a networking space like this one, like when I asked you all the questions, you could just give me your value proposition. When somebody asks you, well, what is it that you do now? You can say, well, we help working mothers who want a reliable provider for their house meals, and we help them reduce stress around meal planning so they can have a much fun family quality time with their family after work. I mean, this is something that you can, like, after a while, once you have your value proposition set, you can make it very clear. It will be succinct. You can adapt it to the audience that you're talking to. If you're talking it's essentially your elevator pitch. And once you memorize it, you'll be able to run with it and sometimes qualify people in a much easier way. Because when I tell you, we help working mothers who want a reliable provider for their house meals, if you're not a mother, if you're not a working mother, then you're like, oh, cool, I'm not that person, but I know someone that it's probably interested. So you're really reducing you're narrowing down and you're expanding your reach. So it's almost like by doing your value proposition, then you are narrowing down and you are extending your reach. So this is your value prop. So then you can really say, okay, but then you get all the clients once that's very clear. I hope that was helpful. Okay. Ooh, we're gonna have a lot of time for questions. I went fast because I like interaction. So final thoughts. During this pandemic, I want to invite you to take some time to master the following. As a business owner, this is something very important that I want to invite you to do. Make sure that you get master writing, master presenting, master networking, and mastering sales. And all of that can really come from having a clear value proposition, because as you write your content can be all based on your value proposition. Knowing what your value proposition is, then you can really develop content for that audience that you're serving. Presenting, I know a lot of people don't like presenting, but this is when you can meet other businesses. This is when you can partner up with other people that share your audience, and you can do a quick video, you can do a quick blurb, you can do a quick showing up to somebody else's presentation and say, hey, or maybe you can do like a sponsorship type thing and do a mini commercial. You define how presenting works for you. Networking, events like this one. So I'm really bringing it all back to having a clear value proposition, because in networking events like this one, then you can show up and just type out your value prop and then move on. Somebody had a really clear value proposition. VidaFabulosa.com. I serve entrepreneurs transform their business to digital platforms to increase their revenues exponentially. Lovely. LinkedIn, most of them. Okay. So if I was to challenge this value proposition, I would say, okay, so what kind of entrepreneurs? Is it service-based entrepreneurs? Is it product-based entrepreneurs? Is it, I don't know. Will there be a replay? Yes. And let's see who else. Cool. So I want us to brainstorm a lot, which we'll have time. And then sales. You want to master sales, asking for help. And sales, I used to work in sales a long time ago. And really the way that I think of sales is education. So all you are doing is educating people on what they don't know about your business. That's it. So don't think of sales as something that you don't want to do. Don't think, because I know there's this dirty connotation around sales, but really think of sales as a way of you educating your clients around the product that you have and the solution that you can offer them. Because a lot of times they don't know what they don't know until you tell them. And that's what sales is. So just look at it that way. Okay. So we're going to recap for Sarah. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have a whole replay for this. Cool. So review. So reset is review, erase, show up, edit, and target. Where are you right now? Where are your customers? So really have a clear understanding of where you can find them. Don't try to show up everywhere. Please don't do that, because if you do, then you're going to get burned out and you're going to get missed. You're going to just be everywhere and not really be anywhere at once. So pick one channel, then erase what has worked and what needs to change. So this is the time when we can see, okay, what are we doing? What have we done? And what are we changing that's no longer working? This is another lesson that we've received from the pandemic, that things can change very quickly. And as business owners, and if you've been an entrepreneur for a while, you know that you have to adapt very quickly. And same thing goes with your marketing. So if you have done something that was working in the past and all of a sudden it didn't, well, it's time to change it. Show up. How are you going to tell your story? What is your new story? What is your new value proposition based on the changes that the world has pushed us to do? Then we shift, we edit. So we shift. I missed a letter right there. We shift. We shift and adapt. So what are we going to continue to change so we can refine it until it's 100%? And once you find something that works, stick to that. That's when it's not time to reinvent the wheel, once it's working. But until we get to the time that it's working, then it's not working. And then target, what are the goals and the measures of success that we're going to create? Okay, so let me read some of the comments. Okay, there was something. What do we think of this value proposition? We make it possible for you to make a personal size pie, warm, fresh, from your own oven. I love, Elizabeth, that value proposition. I would ask, what is it? What are you solving? So what frustration? So let's go back to the value prop. So what you have, what do you think? We make it possible for you to make a personal size pie, warm and fresh, from your own oven. So this is where you are. Let me pick another color. So what you're giving me, Elizabeth, is this. So what I would like to see in your value proposition is, where is this information? Because then it's deeper. So then you're really getting to the meat and potatoes of why, as your customer, why do I want a personal size pie that's warm and that's fresh? Why is that important to me? So that's what I would say it's missing from your value prop. And then, okay, Blue Robin makes it possible for you to make a personal size pie, warm, fresh, from your own oven. Okay, same thing. Chad says, a successful salesman does one thing really well, transfers a belief. Customers latch onto confidence. I am the best salesman for my craft beer. I know the process intimately. I'm passionate about it. And by telling my story, I get my customers excited about my product. They, in turn, share my story and the belief in the product. 100%. 100%. So you see the passion in the value proposition. So I don't even have to think about it, because it's like, okay, Chad, tell me more. Tell me more about your beer. Of course, because there's that belief. He believes so much in his product that he knows that I'm going to want to know more. So I think Chad was responding to my sales definition. So it's powerful, right? When you believe so much in what you do, then of course people will believe in it. Elizabeth, how could it not be? Let me go back to your value prop. Warm, fresh, and from your own oven. Well, I mean, why do I want a pie? And what kind of pie? Because a pie could be a pizza. I don't know, right? Is it a gluten-free pie? Is it a vegan pie? I don't know. Are there options? Then I have more questions, but so that's where we are. So what are you going to do today? Are you going to show up? Are you going to reset? Are you going to review? What is it that you're doing? And I can 100%, we have 15 minutes of brainstorming. I can totally give you all kinds of tactics and strategies for marketing that you can do. This is where I would say it really becomes business-based. So what's your offer, who are you serving, and then we can figure out where we can show up. So I would love if somebody volunteers and we can do a quick brainstorming. But while somebody decides to show up to volunteer their business, then type in the chat, what is one thing that you want to do today?
Yeah, if somebody wants to volunteer, they can type in the chat and I can unmute them if they want to, speak. So just put that in the chat and I will go in and unmute you.
Going once. If not, I'm going to pick on you. I'm going to pick on the people that. Sun weather boarding eye ear protection offering performance advantage. Ooh, Len, do you want to talk about your business? Sun weather boarding eye and ear protection. Okay, I'm going to call out on Len. Do you want to talk, Len? Or Wendy?
Yeah, I see some of our former Accion Academy students. Maybe they want to come up and work through the example.
Share.
Share.
Let's create your value prop. Focusing on surfboard now. Okay, Len, do you want to talk? I don't know if you can unmute yourself, or do we need to?
Sure. I'm gonna unmute Len, and then if you don't want to talk, Len, just mute yourself. I'm giving you the permission.
Len isn't available. I can. Oh, if Len isn't available. Okay, Wendy. I don't think Len wants to talk. Learning software. Interesting.
Okay, we're gonna bring Wendy up.
Wendy. Yes, I can show up the screen where you can fill in the blanks. Of course I can.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Okay, Wendy, so tell me, let me go back up to what you had written. And let's refine your value proposition. Okay, voiceover, serving businesses, PR, advertising agencies, video producers, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what's your business name?
Wendy Hovland voiceover. It's very basic.
I mean, that can change. Hovland. Okay, and what is the biggest thing that let's see, who do you help? So you help businesses, PR, ad agencies.
And videographers. Mm-hmm.
PR, ad agencies, and video production companies?
Yes.
Okay. What problems do you solve for them?
I help them by providing outstanding voice services so that they can make products that connect with their customers.
Okay. Do you do the voiceover, or do you teach them how to do it?
I do the voiceover, so I provide a service.
So you sell your voice.
Exactly.
Okay. So Wendy. And what frustrations do you remove from them? So if they don't have Wendy, then what's happening in their world?
I think that I provide them with quality, and currently in this atmosphere, my voice is soothing and instills confidence. So I think that it's especially suited to the current environment.
Okay. So that is the wins that you provide. What frustrations do you take away? So when somebody comes, if I'm a PR agency, let's say, and I'm like, Wendy, I'm coming to you because boom, 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 all of this is happening to me. What are those frustrations that I have?
That you need someone right now, that you need someone who will provide a file quickly and high quality. Am I answering the
why
questions?
Can't they do, and I'm going to follow up. So why can't they get a file quickly? Could they go to Fiverr and just get someone to do it?
They could, but the quality would not be as good.
Okay. What else? What makes you different?
I have a home studio, so I can record quickly.
Okay. Are you affordable, or
yes,
are they paying a price? Which is totally fine. You can be like, no, I only serve high-end customers. People that want to pay for my services.
I'm affordable, and I try to work within all budgets.
Okay. So budget friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these are the benefits, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting all of this. What are you removing? So what, again, going back to the frustrations. So are they stressed? Are they overwhelmed? Are they, maybe they come to you because they have a quick deadline. Maybe they have a, if it's a PR agency, I'm thinking maybe they have a client that they're like, we need this like tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So what,
Yes,
what
I
is,
think most of those would be time driven because they have projects that they need to get done by a certain deadline.
okay. So deadline. Deadline. Yeah. Of course, when I talk and write, I can't. Okay. And then the wins that you provide, of course, is the outstanding voice services, quick turnaround time, quality, studio quality, budget friendly. I wouldn't focus too much on the budget friendly, just because your work is worth it. So don't cheapen it. And then what do they do once their problem is solved? So their biggest why. So they come to you because they're like, we have this client and we really need something by tomorrow. What's the biggest thing?
The biggest benefit to them?
Mm-hmm. So once they get your awesome quality work that's quick and it's incredible, what is the biggest return on their end?
That their project is successful and the voice connects with their customer.
Mm. So they can present their project and connect to their customers and build connections.
Yes.
And build. And if we have any copywriters, don't mind me because we're doing this quick. But this is something that you can refine and refine and refine until it gets very awesome. A deeper connection to their customers. Okay, this is the time when I can't. I'm writing fast. Okay, so we help. How can we give the PR agencies, the video production, the businesses a name? So we help people looking for voiceovers or for voice production, or how can we, like, we're right here. So how can we maybe narrow it down to 2 or 3 words? Media.
Yes, they all work in media in a way. Communications.
Media professionals?
That would work.
Media professionals.
It's probably media and communications, but yes, I like that. It's much shorter and targeted.
We can
Mm-hmm.
do both. We help media and communication professionals who want to receive maybe high quality audio by I think what we need to put here is by having a trusted. Are you a partner? I would say partner.
Yes.
And receive outstanding voice services, quick turnaround, high quality. You can do budget friendly if you want. So they can present their project and build a deeper connection to their customers. And here even we can say, so they can expand and elevate the relationship or the connection with their customers.
Awesome.
Does that help?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So once you have your very clear value proposition, then you can go in and update your social media channels. Send this, like you can send an email to your previous clients, to your new clients, and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. What's up? I'm ready for work. And remember to ask, because if you don't ask, they don't know that they can give you, right? And so I hope this helped everyone. And this is why I went fast. So I wanted to have some time to really make a real life example, because I think that is always better for everyone. Did it help, Wendy?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really
You're very
appreciate
welcome.
your time and
Of
expertise.
course. Absolutely. Okay. So make sure that you do one thing today. I want to invite you. Let me delete that. So I want to invite you to do one thing today that can help you move your business forward when it comes to marketing. Don't forget to drop in your info in the chat. Leave your handles, website, contact information, so people can continue to connect with you. I hope the information was helpful. This is my email. I'm representing SBDC today, and you can set up a time to meet with me one-on-one, and we can work further on this and screenshot this and do it later.